Fala pessoal, bem-vindos à TV Tópicos. No vídeo de hoje a gente vai assistir um vídeo chamado Por Trás da Disputa entre Brasil e Elon Musk. O vídeo é da DW News e vamos ver o que o pessoal está falando lá fora sobre essa questão do Brasil e Elon Musk. Também tem uma entrevista ali com um professor brasileiro. Já deixa o teu like, se inscreva no canal aí para fortalecer. Valeu!
Brazil's dispute with tech billionaire Elon Musk is heating up. One of Brazil's Supreme Court justices ordered that fines of almost $3 million be seized from bank accounts belonging to the social media platform X and the satellite internet provider Starlink, both owned by Musk. The same Supreme Court justice who passed a ruling 2 weeks ago banning X in Brazil. For more, let's cross over to Fabio Gisai Silva. He's a Brazil studies professor and joins me from the capital, Brasilia. Fabio, this is not just a legal battle. It's also gotten pretty nasty. Elon Musk at one point even referring to the Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes as Darth Vader. What is this battle really about?
Well, thanks for having me, David, first of all. I would say that this battle is really about a billionaire who is the owner of a large social media company refusing to follow basic orders from the Brazilian judiciary. So it's much more than a disagreement between a company and a justice system. It's become a matter of Brazilian sovereignty.
And just walk us through a little bit what this legal battle has been about. It started with charges of disinformation.
It actually started because X was ordered to remove some posts and to suspend some profiles that were engaged in a doxing campaign against some Brazilian public officials, police officers who were conducting an investigation about some wrongdoings done by former President Bolsonaro. And X and Musk refused to comply with those orders because they, basically argue that they stand up for freedom of speech and they don't see the point of banning any type of speech on social media, even if that kind of speech is threatening to the safety, in this case, of a public official.
Now, Supreme Court Justice de Moraes went so far as to freeze the bank accounts of X and Starlink. Is that standard, and how necessary was that?
It's a quite severe measure, of course. But the reason why he did that was because Musk and actually X was fined for not complying with the previous orders. And after that, Musk removed all the representatives of the company from Brazil. And so basically the company stopped responding to the Brazilian judiciary, and there was nobody to pay for the fines or to be responsible for the fines. So he ordered the freezing of the assets of X as well as Starlink. When it comes to Starlink, it's a complicated question because it's a different legal entity than X. But Starlink is one of the investors of X, and technically this is possible under Brazilian law. There's a provision in Brazilian law that authorizes the disregarding of a legal entity and the judiciary to go after the owners of that company if they understand that the company has become just a shell for illegal acts.
Now, let's talk just briefly, if you can, about the reactions in Brazil. We're actually seeing some protesters siding with Elon Musk.
That's correct, because what Musk has done is to make his platform a partisan platform. He has developed very strong ties with the Brazilian far right, with the supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro, some of whom have been convicted for participation in an attempted coup in January 8, 2023. And so, they are using this momentum that's being generated by the clash between Musk and Moraes to also pressure the court, for instance, and pressure Parliament to give an amnesty to some of those people who were convicted and to, I guess, weaken the authority of the court so that it won't keep up with its investigations against Bolsonaro and some military officers involved in those events as well.
Professor Fabio de Sá Silva, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Bom, pessoal, é assim que a DW está tratando o tema. E aí, o que que você acha? Deixa aqui embaixo o teu comentário, se inscreva, dê o like, fortalece aí, dá uma força para o canal que está começando agora. Vou procurar trazer sempre as notícias aí do que estão falando do Brasil lá fora, beleza? E é isso. Obrigado por assistir o vídeo e até a próxima.